From the famous full moon party to lovely beaches to cozy cafes and night markets. After 8 months of living on Koh Phangan in Thailand, we sometimes think we have seen everything here. But have we really experienced all the cool things this tiny green island has to offer? In this episode, we'll show you our newest discoveries of some truly hidden secrets of the island that surprised us beyond imagination. Starting with a trip into its mysterious history. After some significant cat distractions at home, we drove all the way across the island to a pretty interesting spot here that many people will just pass by without knowing what it is. It's actually what is believed to be the oldest building here on Koh Phangan. So let's check it out. Old interesting things. You know what that means. We've brought our vintage lens.
Okay, your nose is now in focus.
Definitely looks super old. We carefully stepped onto the sacred grounds of the Nai Temple Pagoda complex to see it up close. And there was a lot to see. Smoking incense indicated that the temple was definitely in use. Walking around it, we saw many other details we could only decipher with the help of the information sign in front of the monument. This also told us that the large tree next to the main pagoda we could clearly identify also used to be a monument, made out of corals. So we're standing next to the big Bodhi tree here on the right, and next to it is the stupa. It's literally hundreds and hundreds of years old, and it's believed it was built by a monk. It's just so cool to see this here because most people don't really come to Koh Phangan to learn about the culture or the history of the island, but there are still places you can go to and discover new things. Other than that, I'm not sure if there's that much known about the history of this island actually. Even the internet admits that there is not much known for certain about the history of Koh Phangan, except some interesting facts including it being a coconut plantation and a favorite place for past Thai kings.
Wow, is that a live one?
Ancient artifacts discovered on the neighboring island of Koh Samui prove that there were settlements of people on the island more than 2,000 years ago. But nothing of the same archaeological significance is known to have been discovered on Koh Phangan, leaving the real story of this island to be quite the mystery. The atmosphere at this small, centuries-old temple is probably best described as serene and peaceful. A feeling that I have felt often around temples and other Buddhist places of worship. Except maybe at the Golden Mount Temple on the night of Loy Krathong, Thailand's floating lights festival. That was definitely a different kind of energy.
Wow, this is definitely one of the most elaborate street markets I have ever been to.
Yeah, man.
But here at the Nai Pagoda Temple, we also ended up finding an exceptional piece of nature. We had never heard this many birds together in one place on this island.
What I really like here is the amount of wildlife you see. We've seen quite a few birds, like the hill myna. I've seen a squirrel, but by the time I changed this lens for this lens, it was gone already. You hear all these animals, right? It sounds like cats and lasers and everything. And I've seen a heron, I'm not sure. I don't know if you hear what sounds like speaking, but that's the hill myna. Hold on. Hold this for me. Oh my god, this just landed here. Ah.
Seeing these interesting birds brought our visit to the old Nai Pagoda Temple to a pretty spectacular ending.
Well,
Have you gotten all your birds?
got all my birds, except for you.
We refueled on coconut water from 7-Eleven and had one more stop to go.
Are you ready for the next one? We have arrived on the next cool thing here on the island, which you probably barely heard about. It's called Wat Maduea Wan. I think I'm probably pronouncing that really wrong. It's a Buddhist temple and it has one really cool feature that you just have to see. Let's go. Well, here it is. So cool. I don't know how many steps they are, but they're really small. I guess that makes it easier to climb up this mountain. It's beautiful. It's gold with some sort of shiny green glass. I guess it's just a really long dragon.
I think it's actually multiple dragons.
Really?
There's a one behind you.
Really?
Pass, yeah.
We made it. It's really nice here, very serene. Even with a couple of other people around. Whew, I'm a bit out of breath. You have like beautiful views here of the jungle and the surrounding mountains. Super nice. More steps. We're making our way down again, down this hill. One thing that's important when you want to visit a temple in Thailand or any other temple is to dress a bit appropriately. So make sure you cover your shoulders and your knees.
Also wearing long pants.
After immersing ourselves in these beautiful dragon-shaped Buddhist traditions, it was time for some of my own traditions. At the time of visiting this temple, 2025 had only just begun, and in the weeks before, I had been very busy with family stuff and trying to generate a sort of Christmassy feeling for myself in an environment that is not my original home and has never seen something like snow. Turns out, it's not that easy to do that. Babe?
Yeah?
Hey, can you help me with this one thing?
Yeah, sure. Now it doesn't work. Yeah.
It is one day before the day of Christmas Eve. And I'm packing up tiny Christmas gifts for my family. About this size. Because it's all gonna have to fit in one box that I will attempt to send to the Netherlands. Yeah, I know I'm super late with this and it's never going to arrive on Christmas, but it will then be a combined Christmas and New Year's gift in January, I hope.
You never know how long the post takes, maybe 1 week, maybe 2, maybe 4. And then I decided to make the process even more elaborate by making tiny Christmas cards. I'm super happy to be able to skip the winter for the second time in my life now. And Ali is too, I know that. Ali doesn't have the same relationship with Christmas as I do because he didn't grow up with this tradition. I did, or we did, because Christmas is like probably the most important tradition of the year. Yeah, December is definitely the month where you feel being abroad left out. Because while family is all getting together, having a nice time with everyone, you're here in the tropics at the beach. It feels weird. And even though this is all, you know, a self-inflicted adventure, this is probably the time where I miss family and friends the most. So I like to spend time on these gifts because they make me feel connected to my family members. It's important to me. The question is though, whether this is going to arrive.
The next day, I got ready for celebrating Christmas Eve for the second time in Thailand. And I was way behind compared to the restaurants and other businesses on Koh Phangan. They had already decorated everything weeks before Christmas, but the crazy amount of red and green ornaments and Santas, this 7-Eleven definitely stole the show. Made me think that Thai people may like Christmas even more than the tourists. Or at least dressing up for it.
Alright, the sun is shining. There are Christmas decorations everywhere. Nails are painted red. It's time for Christmas. I'm very curious how that's gonna be here on the island.
This is Koh Phangan during Christmas, by the way. Very busy. Babe, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
And we're on the way to a grocery store because for the first time in our time here in Thailand, we're going to cook something tonight.
True.
So I have no idea where to find ingredients, but we have some clues, right? Let's see. How do I get on the scooter with this skirt?
Because the cost of meals in Thailand is so affordable for foreigners, and most accommodations don't offer kitchens, we've been able to enjoy the insane luxury of never having to cook in this country. So it was weird doing groceries in Thailand for the first time. But I bet it could be fun to have to cook for ourselves here, because all the produce is so fresh and flavorful. After we easily scored all the ingredients we wanted, there was only one thing left on the list. That night, we made homemade gnocchi in a fully equipped kitchen. And while that was super fun, I don't think I will ever achieve that real Christmas feeling unless I'll be back in the Netherlands with my family. But at least I got to see what a Thai potato looks like. And if you don't have access to your own kitchen on Koh Phangan, we can recommend an excellent cooking course provided on the island. Ali gave me this as a gift for my birthday last year. And it was awesome to get to know where all those amazing flavors in classic Thai dishes come from. On the topic of birthday gifts, this year Ali scored very high again with his present for me, which turned out to be a surprisingly unknown thing to do on Koh Phangan. So let's head back to December 24, where I still had some Christmas presents to post.
So I did find a box, and it's super cute. Look at this.
Very cute.
Born to be loved. That's all that matters, right? So I'm gonna post it now, and I really hope that all these gifts arrive in the Netherlands. Probably not sure the address.
Good luck, package.
280 baht.
It's just insanity here, you guys. Ali just walked through the river here to 7-Eleven to get some extra water in case the shops close down or the electricity goes out. Now that's a scary scenario. You may remember from our earlier video that weather conditions on Koh Phangan in the last weeks of the year were quite shocking. Since my birthday was end of November, I had to wait a little bit for a stormless day to cash in my birthday present.
So Marola, where are we going?
We're going sailing. Finally.
What's the occasion?
It was for my birthday still, which was last weekend, but we couldn't sail because going out on the ocean would probably kill us at that point.
Yeah.
Half an hour later, we were hoisting the sails of a small catamaran that we would take out on the waters south of the island for its very first trip of the season. The boat was so unused that it wasn't even cleaned yet. Even though Thailand makes a pretty good place for sailing due to its consistent seasonal winds, apparently no one on the island was that interested in trying it out. But we gave it a try, and we learned our first sailing terms, did our first sailing maneuvers, and were happy to get splashed by the warm waters of Koh Phangan. It was an experience so unique that I wrote a whole story about it, which you can now read or listen to on our Ko-fi page. What happens when I fall off the boat? I semi-yelled in the direction of our instructor. So don't forget to check that out, along with other behind-the-scenes content.
We just spent a good hour on the water, and it sure was something, you know, like you said, like you're in contact with the elements, the wind and the waves. So yeah, I feel like really interesting experience, and who knows, maybe this is the start of something more, something much bigger.